Hey everybody, Toaster back. I've got a replay for you. This time we're in the 1375, and I can't remember if I've aced this on the channel or not. What you will notice is that I'm blue, and that's because an Artie shot me a couple of times, and because he didn't like my positioning, so I ended up killing him, which wasn't a very nice thing, but at the same time he kind of deserved it. So anyway, that is why I'm blue, in case you're wondering. And so I never really go down to this middle section here, because if you get outnumbered, you end up dying right away. And so we do spot the bat chat, and we're going to go ahead and get safe. There's 3 Arties in this game, so that's another factor of why I don't want to deal with being spotted too much. So what we're going to do is I waited for that bat chat to get safe from Artie, and then I moved to a bush over here, and I'm just kind of spotting him, keeping him spotted while not being spotted myself. And of course, anybody that sits up in this area up here will get spotted. I could have probably shot at that guy, except the gun elevation on this tank and the gun depression, neither one of them are very good, and just the way I'm angled, I really can't do anything. So we are mid-tier in this game, and I don't really want to tackle that bat chat unless he gets worked down a little bit, right? And so so we're just waiting for our team, for him to make a mistake, because he probably doesn't realize he's spotted all the time. In the meantime, it looks like we don't have very much on the most important portion of the map, which is this hill portion here. So nevertheless, you notice the Object 252 Defender is actually, he's sitting in cap, or he was in his spawn, and so that's good news for my team. So we're just playing a very patient game here. It does pick up here in a little bit, obviously, because I got to get some damage out of this game, but at the moment I'm just trying to pick my moment to attack this bat chat, and it's not yet. So I mean, the basics of this are just staying in bushes and staying far enough away from the enemy that they can't spot me. Now, I'm not spotting that bat chat, so he pops out over here, and that was my mistake. And I decide right now is going to be the time that I attack him. And we're able to hit him a few times, and we're going to pull back as quickly as possible. And I noticed that our LTG is in trouble. So one nice thing about this is that it reloads very quickly. So we're able to put some shots into this Type 62 and help out our LTG. The LTG is kind of a weird looking tank. And of course we're just waiting to get unspotted again before we do anything too crazy, right? I'm keeping an eye on the corner of the map here, because this corner of the map is is basically the critical portion of the map. And I position myself so that if they do lose that side of the map, I can shoot from stealth as these guys cross, and that does happen quite often as they'll cross over here. So right now I'm trying to get shots on the Chiri and the KV2. And I decide that since it's smooth sailing, maybe I'll pop up here and see if I can spot anything. And lo and behold, 2 of the 3 Arties are here, which killing those guys really is going to help my team a lot. And I turn just in time to get the miss there, and suddenly it's 9-4. But it gets tense here. So I heard the KV2 fire, so I'm not afraid to move back and cross that lane. And I decide that I'm going to play like a Muppet. I do that sometimes. But we are finally able to take out the LTG due to the loss of just a little bit of our health. So Feeling pretty good. 1,400 damage, 500 assist, you know, in this game is not too bad. And more importantly, all the light tanks on the enemy team are dead. By the way, if you saw that I just about flipped over, this thing is really easy to flip over, as are most of the light tanks in the French line. I don't know what it is about them. They might not have a very wide wheelbase. So we've only got this IS-2 up there, and he should have stayed put. He really, I mean, maybe. I guess he's got a KV-2 and a Chiri there, and that KV-2, no matter what, is going to take 300-400 chunks out of him. So I decide I want to help, and I'm trying to get into a position to do that. I just don't want that IS-2 to die in vain. I don't want him to die at all, but I definitely don't want him to die in vain. So the poor IKV goes down. I take him down, and we go ahead and put ourselves on a reload. So we're up to 3 kills. Feeling pretty good, and suddenly this Object 252U that's been doing nothing all game shows up. And we take a hit from the Chiri, and I'm hoping that he follows me around, but he does not. He's playing pretty smart. So it's 11-5, but they have a full health defender, and we really don't have anything that can challenge that defender. If we look, and we're gonna take a couple of shots, and you notice we back off right away. We don't even stick around, but we just want to harass these guys, right? Because I'm a one-shot for that defender, and he would have to roll pretty high, that Chiri. He's got an autoloader, but nevertheless, I do not want to get clipped out by that Chiri. And so I see that our P-43 is taking damage from the Chiri, so we back into position so we can get away quick if we need to. And this guy ignores us for just a little too long. And we have the backside of the defender here, so we're going to go put a couple of shots into him. So at this point, now, it's 7-on-1, including 3 Arties. And these are bad shots. They're not going to pen. I shouldn't have even taken them. But I just want to get the guy's attention. I'm not really wanting to engage him. I just want to get his attention. And our FCM comes up and makes a bad play, you know. So I'm trying to get shots, but obviously I don't have good shots. So we're just going to back off and reposition again. This slows down quite a bit because I have got, yes, I have gold loaded, but I basically need the back or the flat side with 202 penetration. I can't even pen his lower plate regularly. And I'm a one-shot for him, so all he's got to do is snapshot me and get lucky, right? One problem that we do have, look at all these Arties. There's only one Artie repositioning. You know, if they had repositioned, this game would have ended very, very quickly. But, you know, you've got a P-43 on 26 health. You have me that's a one-shot for that defender. And you've got a Hellcat in spawn. And I don't know how much health the Hellcat has, but it's not worth shooting. It's not worth me shooting here, but even still, he is going to have a very hard time penning the defender. And because the defender has more health, there's really nothing I can do. You know, the Hellcat is a one, it can't kill him in a shot, and so it's just a tough situation. But, you know, I hate artillery. But the bottom line is the artillery had a great chance to win this game really easily. Instead of going to the cap, the M44 should have just repositioned over where I'm at And that's all he would have had to do. And because I can spot that guy all day, I just cannot engage him, right? Because if I engage him, I'm gonna die unless it's at long range. So what I'm trying to do is make sure that P-43, I'm kind of covering his back in case that defender decides to come up this direction. And the P-43 is killed by the defender. So now I'm just going to come up and try and light this guy, because now it's 14-10. But this guy could win the game, and I certainly do not want him to win the game after he sat in spawn all game and then came out to play. So I'm not going to let that happen, right? We're up to 2,500 damage, 500 assists, so we've got just right under 3K total. And you notice I'm backing around the corner, right? And I'm just trying to light the guy. I'm not even trying to engage. So we do have 2 arties on cap, but I really think that's a bad idea, because all the defender has to do is get into a position to shoot them, and there's really nothing they can do to him. You know, if he's facing them frontally, I'm not certain that their damage would be enough. So I inadvertently spot the defender through this bush. I didn't mean to do that, guys, but that's what happened. And I noticed that he's going for our guys. And so I'm still being extremely careful, right? He's going for our 2 arties because he's got 19 seconds left. And I'm going for a lucky shot. Luckily, I have 3 more. And I'm waiting for him to fire, is what I'm waiting for. And I hear him fire, and that's my cue to go in. And we're able to take him out for kill number 5. And that puts us up to, what's that, 3,300 combined. So that was my game in the AMX 1375, a very patient game, a very slow game, but it tells you staying alive matters, because had I not been alive, we would have lost that game, right? So let's go ahead and look a quick look at the after action report, and we'll wrap this one up. Okay, here we are at the after action report. We did get an ace tanker. I didn't lie to you guys. We ended up with 1,386 base XP. That's about 400 above the next guy. And we ended up 27 shots fired, 24 hits, 21 pens. And our damage showed up just like it did on the board, 2,500 and 774. We made a profit of 17,000 credits, and this was on a double, so we ended up with 2,772 XP. So I guess if I was to say anything, it is just an exercise in staying alive, you guys. That's what you need to do, especially in your light tanks and your medium tanks. Anything with mobility, if you can stay alive longer, you can do more damage and you can help your team more. Okay, I appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Toanster out.